Welcome to Igniting Change, Finding Your Fire, a podcast covering all topics health, healing, and spirituality. I'm your host, Meena Puri. Thank you for joining me. So, why I continue to talk about emotions, emotional healing, emotional intelligence is because emotions is everything else that isn't your physical body. So emotions are not just emotions, they're your thoughts, they're your subconscious patterns, they're the inner constructs that have been made over time, they're all the programming, conditioning, the beliefs, they're all the unhealed, unresolved trauma situations, whether this lifetime or past lifetimes, they're all the generational energetics that we have received from our parents, grandparents, and cousins, and all the whole family structures. So emotions are everything that is not your physical body. It's the essence of who you are. What happens in the physical body, it happens in the energetic body first. Emotions are complex. Like water, they are interconnected. When we begin to untangle one, we untangle so many. Maybe that's why so many people are kind of afraid to open that can of worms, right? They'd rather not talk about it because it's so complex. It can overwhelm you with emotions. It can overwhelm you in a way that you don't know how to handle. It can be just exceeding amount of rage or anger, uncontrollable feelings of depression, or just the piercing pain in the heart that you've been pushing away for so long that it comes up and you don't know what to do with. When we consciously do not heal the non-physical part of us, when we consciously do not heal our energy, our emotions, our traumas, they are subconsciously operating our life. They're subconsciously are in the driver's seat. They are running our life, right? So that's why it is so important to address that part of our being. Not only that, unresolved emotions are the symptoms in your body. It's the lung disease, it's the heart disease, it's the liver disease. It's the poor digestion, it's inability to sleep, it's a rash that pops up on your skin out of nowhere. So unresolved emotions never just remain at that level. They continue to simmer, and eat away at the tissues, and they eat away at the very essence of who we are. We come to a point we don't even recognize. So where are you in that path? Emotional healing is an ongoing process. We are a dynamic, multidimensional being. Emotions are our compass. It's because of the emotions we can sense if I should go here, if I should go there, if I should, invite this person into my circle or not, if I should have a relationship with this person or not, should I accept this invitation, should I go to this job, should I wear this blouse, or what should I eat for dinner tonight? That kind of a things. We don't even realize how much we rely on our feeling sense for our day-to-day decisions. So now imagine when that feeling sense continuously is getting the negative impulses that we continue to store for years, for decades. Imagine what will happen to the body when we have ignored that feeling sense, our emotions, for like say now 50, 60 years. Many people, many of the clients that I work with are 60 plus, and they just now come to realize that something is off. They can't do this anymore, and they seek out for help. So we can begin. It doesn't matter where you are, what is it that you are feeling or where you're at. You can begin with as you are. Simply begin to become aware of what it is that you are feeling, noticing it. So in that awareness, you are awakening all of the senses, because the senses store the information. You name the emotion, you figure out what it is that you're feeling, and you become really aware of it. And that's opposite to, we push, we push it away. We don't notice it. We are anxious, we don't notice it. We'd rather drink over it, eat over it, or do something else other than pay attention to it. But what we don't pay attention to is actually gets in the driver's seat of our life. So do you want your unresolved emotions to be in the driver's seat, or you rather be in the driver's seat? Notice it, acknowledge that I'm feeling anxious, acknowledge that I'm feeling angry, acknowledge that I'm feeling confused, that I don't know what the heck to do with this situation. I'm feeling off, I'm feeling muddy, I'm feeling cloudy, whatever it may be. You will begin to feel better when you have opened the door to what you are feeling, and then you're willing to address it and look at it. Then the process is to acceptance of it, opening your heart and taking responsibility for everything you experience. So then we continue to move on to application, appreciation, and anchoring. That's part of my 6-step process that I talk about in my second book, which is Wake Up and Heal. If you don't have a copy, Amazon has a paperback, or you can get a digital copy from my website. So that's the whole process, right? And we do that with everything we feel. And slowly it just becomes a way of handling and navigating our emotional world, rather than taking it in the head saying, well, I'm angry. Well, not really. Maybe I shouldn't be angry. Maybe I'm wrong in being angry. We actually sit with it. We take it into the heart. So this healing is somatic. You feel the letting go, you feel the forgiveness, you feel the relief, you feel the opening of the heart. So it happens in the body, because trauma is in the body. Trauma is not just a memory, it is in the body. So the healing has to be in the body. So I want to talk about, we can begin with any emotion, that we feel throughout the day. But I'm going to talk about 3 things, 3 emotions that I see can really eat away at the very essence of people. Number 1 is regret. Regret can bite you hard. Like, I wish I had done that. I wish. So that is connected with, again, not understanding how to live from the inside out, not trusting your own decisions, not doing what you thought you should have done, instead of following somebody else's guidelines, instead of doing what you should do instead of what you wanted to do. So there's the regret. Regret can be hard to deal with, but we have to come to realization that no decision is ever wasted. Number 2, you're always at the right time, at the right place. The time is now. So there's no regret. It had its purpose. It served its purpose. We have to come to that acceptance of it, right? And the second emotion that people deal with is resentment. Resentment has to do with others causing you harm, mental, physical, emotional, in some way. And you resent that. It's a resentment, to me, is like, when you have something in the pot, the stove is off, not all the way, but it continues to burn away, and you get everything is burned, and now you have to scrub the pot. So resentment is something that eats away at us little by little. If then we dig in deeper as to the resentment, it has to do with taking our own responsibility in creating the reaction from the other person that you are now resenting. Our power lies in taking our own responsibility. It's never in trying to figure out somebody else. It's never in it's never in the resenting of others. We have to take responsibility. You have to come to the knowing that whatever it is that you have created in your life, you are energetically responsible for it. It's not conscious. That's why it's difficult. It's subconscious. You're carrying the energy of it. Once we take the matters of our life in our own hands consciously with wakefulness, then we have nothing to resent anyone for. But we are human beings. We are a work in progress. Nothing is perfect. No one is perfect, but it's really these emotional triggers come about so we can get to know ourselves better. So we can connect the dots and expand ourselves and understand the vastness of our heart, the bigness of the love that's within us that can resolve the regrets and the resentments, that we are built that way. We are here to come to the realization that no matter how many moments you believe you have wasted, my belief is nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is ever wasted. There was a lesson in it. There was a purpose to it. There's a purpose to everything. Simply, you were not ready then, but you are ready now. But in order for us to become ready for something, you have to go through the series of unreadiness. That's what was needed to come to this point, right? And the third one is forgiveness. That is huge. How many of you know people who are holding grudges into their 80s? Right? How many grudges are you holding and how is that serving you? So forgiveness, we somehow think that forgiveness has to do with forgiving the other person. That's the superficial layer of it. Forgiveness has to do with forgiving yourself. It's much deeper work, forgiving yourself, because what it is that you may have done, so the other soul experienced, whether this lifetime or prior lifetime, that they had to do in return that same thing to you. That's going in a convoluted way, but forgiveness is a big deal. But it's what we don't forgive in others, we become. What we judge in others, we become, right? Whatever we are holding grudges against someone else, we're doing the same thing by not forgiving them. When we don't forgive, understand one thing, you can't use that energy. You are tying up their soul energy. You're not freeing them, but you're not using their soul energy either. You can't use it. So forgiveness is not a good thing on the person who is forgiving and on who you are, on the person who's doing the forgiving and who you are, who you believe you are forgiving. So forgiveness has to do with yourself, forgiving yourself first, embracing your own humanity, developing compassion for oneself, so you can develop the same for others. It's nothing to do with, it's less to do with others, more it has to do with yourself. The truth is, we are not the judge, we're not the jury of someone else. Who are we to forgive someone else? We can only forgive ourselves. It comes from doing a deeper work, deeper inner work of acceptance, acknowledgement, and opening your heart to everything that you have endured. And many times forgiving oneself for not taking a stand for yourself, abandoning yourself, taking a stand for who you are. So forgiveness has to do with you, forgiving yourself. So regret, resentment, forgiveness. Where are you in these three areas? look at the health issues that you may be experiencing. Like I said, no physical symptom. There's no single physical symptom that I have ever seen that is not linked to an unresolved emotion. That's where disease begins. That's where disease will heal. When we heal the emotions, when we heal the energy, we heal the body. So I want to share an opportunity with you. Next week, October 4th, 5th, and 6th, I will be doing an emotional healing retreat for those 3 days. It's 1 hour each. It's free to join on Zoom. Sign up and show up. Your physical presence is what's going to make the difference for you. You're going to get most out of it. Listening to the recording is one thing, but you really want to participate, because this is not about rules that I'm going to give you, because it has to make sense to you. So your participation is needed as to how do you experience regret? How do you experience resentment? What do you feel about forgiveness? So it's a conversation, it's an exploration. It's a vast inner world that we have to open the windows to. We have to peek in so we can untangle it. When we untangle it, then it doesn't have that power over us. Okay, it's a part of us. We cannot pretend it isn't. We cannot ignore it and only pay attention when we get physically ill. At that time, many times for many people, it becomes too late. Even then, you are then forced to take a deeper look, right? I get people who are like, oh my God, my kidneys failed. I have fatty liver. My skin is bursting out with rash. They don't know what, but they call me asking, I need deeper healing work. So they're already seeing the doctor. It's a deeper healing work they come to me for. Healing our emotions is a preventative measure. Tuning into our emotions moment to moment, day to day basis, and taking an emotional inventory and cleaning it up is preventative measure. We must navigate our emotional world because it is part of us. Just like we navigate our schedule, we do the cooking, we do the cleaning, we work, we take care of our family members. We must navigate our inner world. We must understand how to navigate this inner world to live a happier, healthier, freer life. So the link is a Zoom link to register for the retreat. Please come and join me if this speaks to you. And also, if you haven't done already so, my membership is open, the Inner Compass Club, that you can join. Inside the membership is where we do the deeper work, step by step, with guided meditations and a lot of teachings, and you have community support there. So take a look at that as well. And that is it. So I hope I see you at one of those things, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. You can find all episodes of Igniting Change, Finding Your Fire at ayurvedikhealingcenter.com. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and share your comments.